beautiful, and welcome to your practice. Today's practice is actually going to be done from a chair, which is wonderful because we can do this at our office, when we're on the go, when we're traveling, and we don't always have our mats accessible to us, then we can turn to chair yoga. So let's remember throughout the day to take little rests and do something good for our body and our soul. So let's grab a chair and let's flow. So let's go ahead and find a comfortable chair, and what we want to be able to do is have our feet flat on the floor. So we're just going to place our hands on top of our legs, close our eyes, and we're just going to begin rolling our feet back and forth, coming up onto the toes, rolling back through to the heels. And as we do that movement, we're just tuning into the breath, grounding in. We actually have pressure points in our feet, so we're helping trigger those pressure points, tuning into that deep yogic breath. Beautiful. And then grounding those feet down into the ground. Inhale our arms up overhead. Exhale, coming through to heart center. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale to heart center. One last time. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale to heart center, lowering our hands onto our legs, allowing our right ear to come down to our right shoulder, stretching out that opposite side. If we'd like a little bit more, we can release that left hand, breathing nice and deep. And as we exhale, bringing that hand back, we're going to go ahead and bring our chin to our chest, and we can interlace our fingers behind our head here slightly. We can track back and forth. Should feel super good on the neck. And then go ahead and release as we exhale. We allow our left ear to come to our left shoulder, releasing that right arm, opening up, stretch. And then dropping the chin to the chest once more. Inhale, arms come up overhead. We're going to go ahead and release as we exhale. We're going to come into a gentle twist. Before we do, we're going to inhale, having that nice, beautiful elongation. Exhale, looking behind the right shoulder. Switch opposite direction, coming into that left side. Elongate the body and then gently twist. And coming back to center, inhale the arms up overhead. And if it's in our practice, we're going to go ahead and interlace those hands together. That's going to really help open up the shoulders as we pull down, opening up the shoulders. Inhale, drawing up. Exhale, pulling those fists down to the crown of the head. Inhale, drawing them up. Pulling up. And pulling up. Last time, fingertips up to the sky here. We're going to go ahead and kick our right foot up, drawing it on top, creating a figure 4 here, flexing the foot. As we exhale, we're going to go ahead and allow our hands to interlace between our legs. You can clasp here, or if you're like, this feels enough, then you can find your own level, your own degree. And go ahead and release, opening up that back of the hip. You might notice that I have energy through my toes. And then slowly rolling on up, switch, bringing that opposite foot, flexing. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, coming on through, threading the needle as we say. Feeling that nice stretch in the back of the hip. Inhale, rolling up, release, placing both hands onto the legs, finding a modified cat-cow here as we lift the sternum to the sky. We inhale. As we exhale, we concave at the tummy, gaze goes towards the belly button, and continue at your own rhythm, allowing the breath to be your guide. Beautiful. Inhale, rise. Inhale our arms up. We're going to go ahead and sit back into the seat a little bit more if we can, as long as our feet can stay flat on the ground, opening up those legs nice and wide. And we're going to allow ourselves to slowly float onto that right knee. And if it's in our practice, raising on up. Now, if you might find your own degree coming down halfway, whatever feels right, you can gaze up to the sky, perhaps looking down. This is all about finding your own flow. Inhale, both arms up to the sky, touch in the center, feeling that elongation for a moment, that decontraction of the spine. Exhale, release, bringing that left arm down, right up to the sky. Again, just playing around a little bit with the placement of the neck, feeling what feels right for you. Drawing both arms up to the sky, bringing your feet now parallel and flat to the ground. Exhale as we bend forward, a little bit of strengthening here for the core as we inhale, pulling on up. Exhale, bending halfway. Inhale, rise. Exhale, bend. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hinge. Inhale, rise. Beautiful. Coming down now, we're going to go ahead and get off of our chair, and we're going to allow the chair to push out in front of us. Now, depending on your flexibility, you can come from this part of the chair or the top end, and we're just going to slowly walk out for a modified downward dog. We're going to allow ourselves to float through those shoulders and pushing back slightly. So my energy is slightly pulling this way, and I'm going to allow my energy to fall through the shoulders as well. So it's a nice, beautiful stretch for the body. And then just being kind and gentle with the neck. Taking a few deep breaths here, settling into the pose. And if you have a propensity to hyperextend, you can always do a nice little gentle bend at the knee. Beautiful. Slowly walking your way back to the chair, coming to the side here. And we're just going to have a nice little leg stretch. So having the balance and support here of the chair, pulling through. Feel amazing on the top of the leg here, really making sure that we have nice, beautiful posture. So I'm going to roll back those shoulders, engaging into that core, breathing. In yoga, we talk about the drishti, the point of focus in front of us that doesn't move. So as we start to get more comfortable with our balancing postures, we might be able to release and just find that balance, that strength within. Breathing deep. And then switch opposite direction. I'm going to go ahead and move to this side of the chair, placing in, grounding in, and then pulling back, finding that posture, picking that drishti, that point of focus in front of me. Breathe. Wonderful. Slowly lowering, coming back into our seat. And finding a comfortable seated position once more. Inhale those arms up overhead. Exhale, coming through the heart center. Back to the beginning of the flow. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale to heart center. Inhale up with intentionality. Exhale, coming back down to heart center. Taking a few deep breaths here. Closing the eyes. And just finding perhaps a subtle change in the body. Something as simple as being focused on our movement, being focused on the breath. We are able to change our physiology, our mood. So remember, anywhere you are with a chair, you have yoga in your practice. Thank you for joining me today, and we'll see you next time.